Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to talk about variable scopes. So let's get to the point. If we define a variable inside a function, we can use it inside that function. So let's create a function greet and let's declare variable name and assign the value Peter to it. Let's print it inside the function. Now if I call this function, what do you think will be printed to the console? Of course, it prints Peter. But if I try to print this name variable outside the function, I get name error, saying that name is not defined. That means Python interpreter doesn't know about this name variable. Here the variable defined inside the function is local to that function. That means it doesn't exist outside the function. Basically, the memory location where the variable was existing has been cleared once the function has finished its execution. So we cannot use this variable outside the function. This is called local scope. If we initialize this variable outside the function before the function definition, and let's assign the value Jessica to it. Now, if we execute this file, we get Peter printed first and then Jessica. This printing follows from top to bottom. First we are calling greet function, so the execution goes inside this function and it executes one statement at a time. Here in this line it prints Peter, but once it comes outside, the value assigned inside the function is no longer available. It does have this global value and it prints this global value. Variables declared outside any function are under the global scope. There is a way to access this value inside the function definition. So if I remove this name variable declaration inside the function, it will automatically take the value defined in the global scope. And now if I execute, it will print Jessica 2 times. Inside the function, if I use global name, then it will use the global name variable. If I modify the name variable inside the function, it will actually modify the variable name defined in the global scope. If I execute this file, it will print the modified value twice. This is bad practice. First of all, you will not have clear idea where the value has been changed if you modify the globally scoped variable inside a function. Second, there is possibility that another function relies on the value assigned in the global scope, but if we are modifying the value using the global keyword, then that another function will not work the way you expect. So always avoid this kind of modification using global keyword. It causes side effects to other functions. So let's remove this bad practice altogether. Let's also remove this print statement at the end as we don't need it now. If you are coming from background of Java, C or C#, those languages have block level variable scope. So any variable defined inside the if block is not accessible outside those blocks. But in Python, we don't have that. If I declare a very simple if condition, if 1 equals 1, this condition will always be true. Let's write a simple name variable and assign the value Elizabeth to it. This becomes the definition of the name variable. If I try to print this variable outside the if block, it will still print the value Elizabeth. This is very different in Python. Python doesn't have block level scoping. So variables defined inside this if block or for or while loop are still accessible outside those blocks. In our simple calculator file, we can remove this result equals 0. We can comment it out using Ctrl and / in VS Code. You can also uncomment using the same shortcut keys. If we execute the code, it will still work fine. Let's add two numbers, 3 and 4, and we get back 7 as expected. So those are important variable scoping rules in Python. We have local scope, global scope, but we don't have block level scope in Python. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like my content, make sure to subscribe to my channel, and if you have any questions, post it in the comment section below. I will see you in the next video.